By now, several weeks have passed since the start of the summer 2020 anime season, which I was kind of excited for. With the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of shows have pushed back their broadcasts or suspended production entirely, leading to a fairly empty season compared to what the seasonal anime viewing community is used to. Generally speaking, I haven't really watched a show seasonally, especially one that wasn't a sequel, since around the time of Bunny Girl Senpai's release in late 2018. But this time, I'm actually kind of excited with the show I decided to keep up with. Sure, I'm actually kind of excited about Re:Zero's second season, but who's really sleeping on Re:Zero after the popularity of the first season and the hype that got built up over the past few years for more? My biggest complaint about that show happened to be that a second season could fix all the problems I had with it. However, that's not the show I wish to talk about with you today. The show in particular is Decadence. Produced by Studio Nut, you know, the people that made Saga of Tanya the Evil. That one show everybody couldn't get enough of because it had Lolly Hitler in it, and I never actually finished watching that. I've mentioned in the past that I've been covering Decadence each week with my friend Miasma on his channel, where we talk about each episode at length, predict where the story might be going, and focus in on some of the building blocks the world of Decadence is throwing at us, with an open and cautious view.
Like, the fact that me and you know it's sort of like not tethered by something, they could... I just don't want to see them like keep themselves under an umbrella. Like, I'd want them to be... I want them to, you know, take strides that maybe Attack on Titan didn't do, other shows like necessarily didn't do, make us ask questions that we didn't ask before and stuff like that. And I see potential in this. It could do it. It could also flop. But we will have to see.
But I think if you aren't at least giving the show a chance, you should take some time out of a day and at least watch the first 2 episodes to get a sense of what this story is going for. To summarize some of the points we've made over the past few weeks, we're both super excited that this is an anime original story, not constrained by having to adapt a certain amount of manga or game into neat little 24-minute episodes, and that there's a bit more freedom with how the story can be fleshed out. There's a lot of comparisons to draw super early on to titles such as Attack on Titan or Darling in the Franxx, but if you look past those base level comparisons on the first episode, you'll find something that might turn into a nice little gem in the near future, with a nice little twist about how you'll view the world by episode 2. I'd hate to hype it up and be that person that looks like I was wrong about it in the next few weeks, so I'll reserve a lot of my praise for the show on how it's handled certain things already. Especially the fact that talking about anything beyond episode 1 wouldn't let you feel the same kind of eye-opening awe that the story has to offer. You see, it's much more than people just fighting kaiju, or about a girl's journey in that kind of world. It's already this early, and it seems like it's more about the world itself, and how the way that the world has been treated affected those that inhabit it. There's a lot of comparisons you can draw to what could be our own future, from realities we are fighting at this very moment, to terror stories only heard of in people's imaginations. When the series ends, or at least hits its halfway point, I'll probably make a follow-up video to see where my feelings are at with it, in a more super condensed version from the weekly Decadence videos on Miasma's channel. Hopefully, COVID doesn't interrupt the production of Decadence as it has other shows. Truthfully, I haven't been following how Japan has been affected by the virus, since I'm more worried about where I'm located at, which, thankfully, has since become less of a worry as my county in New York has been looking at single-digit increases in the virus daily. But if that does happen, if the show continues on the course it's been going on, I'll patiently await the surprises that Studio Nut is trying to throw at us.